Jamunatira Vanashadi Jamunatira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Jaya Radha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Vishnu Paramaḥ Svabrajikacharya Tata Sisvadesi Bhaktivedanta Saṁsṛtiḥ Prabhupada Ki Jai Gopremanandi
Jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachadane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadeja Tadane Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Sri Vasudeva Gaura Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 11, Chapter 5, verse 37. Naśyati paramo lābho dehinām bhrāmyatām iha yato vindeti paramām śāntiṁ naśyati saṁsṛtiḥ. No, there is no he, indeed, ataḥ, than this, paramāḥ, a greater, lābho, thing to be gained, dehināṁ, for embodied souls, bhrāmyatām, who are being forced to wander, iha, throughout this material universe, yataḥ, from which vindeta, one obtains paramāṁ, supreme, śāntiṁ, peace, naśyati, and is destroyed, saṁsṛtiḥ, cycle of repeated birth and death. Translation: indeed, there is no higher possible gain for embodied souls forced to wander throughout the material world in the Supreme Lord's saṅkīrtana movement, by which one can attain the supreme peace and free oneself from the cycle of repeated birth and death. Purport in Skanda Purana, as well as on other Puranas, there is the following statement: Mahabhagavata nityam kalau kurvanti kirtanam. During Kali Yuga, the greatest devotees of the Lord always engage in kirtan, chanting the Lord's holy names. It is the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be merciful, and He's especially merciful to those who, in a helpless condition, take complete shelter of His lotus feet. One can immediately take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord by chanting His holy names. According to Sridhar Swami, even in previous ages, such as Satya Yuga, it was not possible for the living entities to achieve the perfection that is available in Kali Yuga. Srila Jiva Goswami has explained this as follows. In former ages, such as Satya Yuga, human beings were perfectly qualified and easily performed even the most difficult spiritual processes, meditating for many thousands of years, practically without eating or sleeping. Thus, although in any age one who completely takes shelter of the Lord's holy name gets all perfection, the highest qualified inhabitants of Satyaloka do not consider that merely moving the tongue and lips, chanting the Lord's name, is a complete process, and the Lord's holy name is the only shelter within the universe. They are more attracted to the difficult and elaborate yoga system of meditation, complete with sophisticated sitting postures, painstaking control of the breath, and deep, extended meditation and trance on the personality of Godhead within the heart. In Satya Yuga, sinful life is practically unheard of, and therefore people are not afflicted with the terrible reactions seen in Kali Yuga, such as world war, famine, plague, drought, insanity, etc. Although, in Satya Yuga, people always worship the personality of Godhead as the ultimate goal of life and meticulously follow His laws, called Dharma, they do not feel themselves to be in a helpless condition, and thus they do not always experience intense love for the Lord. However, in Kali Yuga, living conditions are so unbearable, modern government is so obnoxious, our bodies are so ridden by physical and mental disease, and even self-preservation is so troublesome that the conditioned souls intensely cry out the holy name of Krishna, begging for relief from the onslaught of this age. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement have vivid and unforgettable experiences of the terrible contradictions inherent in human society in this age, and thus they are firmly convinced that there is nothing to be achieved except the mercy of the Supreme Lord. In ISKCON centers throughout the world, we observe wonderfully ecstatic kirtan performances in which men, women, and children from all walks of life chant with startling enthusiasm the holy names of Krishna and dance in ecstasy, becoming completely indifferent to so-called public opinion. In America, a prominent professor from Oberlin College visited a Hare Krishna center in California and was astonished by the enthusiasm with which the devotees chant the holy name of Krishna in their congregational performances. Thus, due to their helpless and pathetic condition, the living entities in Kali Yuga have great impetus to surrender fully to the holy name of Krishna, putting all of their hope and faith in the Lord's holy name. Kali Yuga is therefore the best age, because in this age, more than in Satya Yuga or other ages, the conditioned souls become disgusted with the kingdom of illusion and surrender fully to the Lord's holy name. This status of full surrender is called paramāṁ, śāntiṁ, or supreme peace. Srila Madhvacharya has quoted a passage from the book called Svabhavya, to the effect that a bona fide spiritual master in the simplest succession is able to understand the mentality and capability of his disciples and engage them in worshiping the particular form of the Lord suitable for them. In this way, the spiritual master destroys all obstacles in the path of his disciples. The general rule is that one must worship the particular form of the Lord that appears in the current yuga. One may also offer his love and worship to other forms of the Lord that appear in other ages, and specifically one is recommended to chant the holy name of Lord Nrsimhadev to get all protection. Practically, all these injunctions are being carried out within the ISKCON movement. Within the Krishna Conscious Society, men, women, and children are all being engaged in worshiping the Lord according to their particular natures. In addition, according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order, we are worshipping Balaram and Krishna, who appeared in Dwapara Yuga, because they are the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, by chanting Dasavatar Stotra, Jai Jagadisha Hare, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, members of ISKCON worship all the plenary expansions of the personality of Godhead, and after every arti performance, devotional prayers are duly chanted to Nrsimhadev for protection of this movement, which is so essential to human society. So, as this verse states, there is no greater gain for living entities wandering in this material world. But what is this great gain? So, the previous verses tell us that Naam saṅkīrtana is the method for this age.
முந்தைய பதங்களில் இந்த கலியுகத்திற்கான வழிமுறை நாம சங்கீர்த்தனம் என்று குறிப்பிடப்பட்டுள்ளது.
So, of course, the chanting the name is the greatest gain.
புனித நாமத்தை உச்சரிப்பது மகத்தான லாபமாகும்.
And by chanting the name, what do we gain? We gain Krishna.
அப்படி நாமத்தை உச்சரிப்பதன் மூலமாக நமக்கு என்ன கிடைக்கும்? நமக்கு கிருஷ்ணர் கிடைப்பார்.
Of course, any form of the Lord is supreme.
பகவானின் எந்த வடிவமும் உச்சபட்ச வடிவம்தான்.
And if we get to realize any form of the Lord, we have paramāṁ.
பகவானின் எந்த வடிவத்தை நாம் உணர்ந்தாலும் நாம் பிரேமையில் இருக்கிறோம் என்று பொருளாகும்.
And we can attain any of these forms by chanting particular names of the Lord.
பகவானின் குறிப்பிட்ட நாமங்களை உச்சரிப்பதன் மூலமாக அந்த குறிப்பிட்ட வடிவத்தை நாம் அடையலாம்.
So if we chant the name of Nrsimhadev, we get Nrsimhadev paramāṁ.
நரசிங்கதேவர் நாமத்தை நாம் உச்சரித்தால் நாம் நரசிங்கதேவர் மீது பிரேமை அடைவோம்.
If we chant the name of Rama, we get